Welcome to WICAS Teams Training. My name is Carla Henneman. On behalf of the Bureau of Workers' Compensation, Workers' Compensation Office of Adjudication, and the Workers' Compensation Appeal Board, we thank you for joining us this afternoon. Eric Reiner will step us through submitting your Health and Safety Workplace Safety Committee renewal application in WICAS. Eric, please take it away.
Thank you, Carla. My name is Eric Reiner. I am the program analyst for the Bureau of Workers' Compensation's Health and Safety Division. Before we get started today, please feel free to utilize the chat feature in the Teams application, and we will have a specialist respond to your questions. So, why have we merged everything from the HANS system into the WICAS system, you're probably asking. The HANS system had limited security with just a username and password for sign-in. The HANS system had multiple screen styles. The HANS system also had a limited configurability of the dashboard. And the HANS system also forced us to manually communicate with you outside of the system for document purposes. The WICAS system brings increased security with increased standard multi-factor authentication. There is also a consistent user experience with digital transformation in WICAS. There's also additional configuration options for your dashboard. You can even access the WICAS system from a cell phone or mobile device. The WICAS system also has a document handler for document upload and correspondence retrieval. Before we get started, there are a few notices for registration. If you've already registered in the WICAS system, it is important that you choose the correct login based on your role within your company. Employer or insurer administrator should always be the top level of user within your organization. This user level will have access to confidential information such as claim details, EDI transaction information, and personally identifiable information about employees. If you aren't sure if your WICAS email is current, you must contact our helpline. The helpline can update your email so you receive all future communications. It is important to follow the directions provided within this document. If you are unsure of your role, please reach out to your Human Resource Office or Company Workers' Compensation Manager. If you are still unsure how to register, please contact our helpline using the contact information provided on slide 18 of this document. For users with no previous WICAS experience, did you have a HANS account and you only need to access the Safety Committee information? You can proceed directly to www.wicas.pa.gov. Simply enter your HANS login ID and password, then proceed with the prompts to guide you through the registration. If you forget your HANS user ID or password, our helpline team can assist you in retrieving it. WICAS will assist with creating a Keystone ID after you enter the information and link it to your organization. This will contain all of the data that was present in the HANS system. This process will register you as a Safety Committee user, and you will only be able to access and file Safety Committee-related information for your organization. Please note that you will not need your Workers' Compensation Administrator to approve this new account, as the verification comes directly from HANS. Please also keep in mind that this process may take several minutes. If you do not receive a confirmation email, please wait a few minutes until you receive a confirmation email so that you do not create multiple logins. If you are an employer, including self-insured entities, if your organization is brand new to WICAS, before you begin with self-registration, please speak to your employer to verify if you have a workers' compensation lead. This lead will have your WICAS organizational PIN. If you are the workers' compensation lead in charge of claims and EDI transactions and the Safety Committee program manager, you must register as an administrator. Simply go to www.wicas.pa.gov, select Are you a new user? Select I am an employer or I am an employer's representative. Select Register. Select I am an administrative employee user if you are the Workers' Compensation Administrator, or I am a Certified Workplace Safety Committee user, which requires the administrative PIN, and then you may proceed to creating your account. If you are a group fund organization or a group fund user, you must select that option when registering. Consultants and contractors really should register as a WSC user. The next screen will have you enter information about your organization. This is why it's important to know your employer's WICAS organizational PIN from that administrator. If no one has the WICAS PIN, please ask your CEO, HR representative, or whoever oversees workers' compensation to register in WICAS and become an employer administrator. Once they receive the email with the WICAS PIN, they can provide it to you for your registration. Insurance carrier entities, I'm not going to get into, but the information is on here. It is very similar to employers. I will mention one note. At present, please only try to access the system if you are a direct writer of workers' compensation claims. Licensed but not writing carriers are still being migrated from HANS and may complete their annual reports beginning May 1st of 2026. Once you get through the registration process, you will receive this notice alerting you to your new account. Again, if you are coming from the HANS system, that process will send you an email and you will be able to log in shortly after. If you are brand new and you're not coming from the HANS system, if you are an admin, you will receive an email with your login credentials. If you are not an admin and you are just a safety committee user, you must have your administrator approve your login. Administrators themselves are approved by our helpline. Once you are logged into the WICAS system, for safety committees themselves, scroll down to your dashboard until you see the Quick Links section. This section contains your Health and Safety Program Summary link, where you will be able to see your safety committee history. If you're new to the program, you'll also see a Begin Application for Initial Certification link. This will begin a new initial application for workplace safety certification. If you are filing a renewal application, you will see Begin Application for Certification Renewal within this section. This will begin a renewal application for certification. If you've started an application but can no longer find it, simply navigate back to your dashboard, select Health and Safety Program Summary under the Quick Links section, and then on the Applications and Reports tab that opens on a new screen, you'll find your in-progress application. You may click on this to resume the application. If your filing time frame happens to come up before you get back into the application, so for example, you file and then you happen to be late, but your application still exists, you can still access your application. If you do not see a Health and Safety Program Summary link under your Quick Links section, please contact our safety team. For insurance carriers completing the annual report, once you're logged in, scroll down on your dashboard until you see the Quick Links section. This section will contain your Health and Safety Program Summary link, where you will be able to see your program history. Annual reports for insurance carriers can be completed from this section by selecting Enter an Annual Report. If you have started an annual report but can no longer find it, navigate back to your dashboard, select Health and Safety Program Summary under Quick Links, and then on the Applications and Reports tab, you can find your in-progress report. You may click on it to resume. Same with safety committees. Previous insurer annual reports up to the past 5 years that have not been started can also be submitted. Again, if you cannot file your insurance carrier annual report, please contact our audit team. If you are an employer that is a self-insured user that has a safety committee, the Self-Insured Accident and Illness Prevention Program, which was previously completed in the HANS system, is now handled through your regular self-insurance renewal application. There will be a Health and Safety tab on your self-insurance initial and renewal application that will now ask you for the data you previously had entered in the HANS system. If you have a safety committee alongside your self-insurance program, you can still access that information from the H&S Program Summary link on your WICAS dashboard. If you are self-insured and have multiple safety committees for each self-insured entity, you must create separate logins for each safety committee account in WICAS. If you have staff who maintain this, they must create a safety committee user login for each entity to manage the safety committee portion. If you have any questions regarding the Health and Safety tab for the self-insurance renewal, please contact our audit and report processing team. General self-insurance questions outside of the Health and Safety tab should remain directed to the Self-Insurance Division. Just a few filing reminders. Initial applications for certification must be filed 90 to 30 days before your workers' compensation insurance policy renews. Renewal applications must be filed 90 to 15 days before your workers' compensation insurance policy renews. This gives our staff time to process your application. If your safety committee structure has changed from last year, such as you need to add or remove workplaces, please give yourself time to file within the time frame, as you will need to enter additional workplace information. I will now walk everyone through the safety committee renewal application in the WICA system. After logging into WICAS, the renewal application is accessed via the Quick Link section. The first section of the application covers the policy information. Please select the policy that is current. The system will try to pull the most recent policy information for you. Please try not to pick a policy that is set in the future. If the policy information is incorrect, you may select a button that says "My policy is not listed above," and you may enter the details manually. If you are a self-insured user and you have your policy tied to your self-insurance program, if the system does not let you proceed, please contact our safety team and we will work with you to get that fixed. If you must manually enter a policy, you must click on the edit icon next to the policy you must click on the edit icon next to the policy on the table, and then that will bring up a modal. You can enter your policy number. You must enter the NAIC code for your insurance carrier regarding the policy. Then you must enter a begin date and an end date. If the insurance carrier does not exist in the WICA system, please reach out to our team. We will make sure we get them added. Also, for some reason, if you proceed past the policy information section and you realize you made a mistake, as long as you are still within your filing time frame, you may delete the application from the Health and Safety Program Summary section. You may go back to the dashboard and you may start the application over again. If you feel that the policy information is correct and you feel you do not need to delete and start the application over again, please reach out to our team and we will work with you on resolving any issues. After the policy information, we move on to the contact information. If you were a HANS user, this information was brought over from HANS, but the WICA system does not realize the preferred contact method for the contacts. So you must edit these the first time you go through this application, because you must specify whether the preferred contact method is phone or email. The system will ask you to verify the information before proceeding. Also, the email addresses for primary and secondary cannot be the same. You may edit this information by clicking on the action icons on the right. They look like a pen over paper. Or you may click on the buttons at the bottom if you would like to replace the individuals entirely by clicking on Replace Primary Contact or Replace Secondary Contact. Once we get through the contact information, the next step is to define the workplace committee, the committee structure. Single is one workplace within the Commonwealth represented by a single workplace safety committee at that workplace. Centralized is more than one workplace covered by a centralized workplace safety committee representing all workplaces within the Commonwealth. And multiple is more than one workplace covered by separate and individual workplace safety committees at each workplace within the Commonwealth. Please select the radio button that applies to your company, to your safety committee. Once you select the structure, you will not be able to edit your policy details beyond this point. Once again, if you move past this page and you realize you need to make a change, you can reach out to our team, or you may delete the application as long as you are still within your time frame. Go back and start a new application. The next section covers supplemental FEINs and policies. If you have any supplemental FEINs or policies, you may enter them here. If you are not sure, you can always save as a draft and the application will be saved for you, which you will then be able to access from that quick link section under Health and Safety Program Summary. You may edit the supplemental policy details once again by clicking the edit icon on the right under the Actions column. The system will also ask for policy documentation uploads, which we will get into shortly. When adding additional policies, again, it is important that you have the correct information entered on the screen. The system will ask you for the policy number, the NAIC for the insurance carrier, the policy begin date, the policy end date, and then you must browse for a file on your computer as proof of the policy. Once you find the file on your computer, you will enter a brief text description so that our staff knows what this document is for. Then you will click the upload button. And then you must confirm at the bottom that the documents uploaded match the policy information in a checkbox. Then you can click on Save. Once everything has been set on the Supplemental FEINs and Policies tab, we then move on to the Committee Information tab. There are a few checkboxes you must select as attestations for your organization. For the Workplace Information section, you may edit workplace information directly by clicking on the action icon. You may remove them by clicking on the trash can icon, and you may add workplaces by clicking on the plus icon surrounded by a circle. Editing this information requires editing the workplaces requires information such as workplace name, number of employees at that workplace, the address of the workplace, the zip code, and then each workplace you must associate a policy number and an FEIN number to. The committee information, again, you can name your committee. You must also specify a date the committee was formed. We then get into the members section. Each of the members must be entered on this screen. When you enter the member for the first time, the system will ask for the first name, last name, and job title. Then there will be 3 questions following this individual. Does this member select or hire employees? Does this member remove or terminate employees? Does this member direct the manner of employee performance? If any of these are checked, that makes them an employer representative, and the system will update them as such. If none of these are checked, they are regarded as an employee representative. And there are 2 attestations at the bottom of this section that must be checked as well. After the member information is entered, we now move into the trainer and training section. You must specify at least 1 trainer. This will ask you for the trainer first name, last name, and the credential type that the trainer currently possesses. We require documentation as proof for the trainer's credentials, and we will get into that shortly. Once again, when you add the trainer, the system will ask you to upload a document. You will click Browse and browse your system for the document. Give a brief description of the document so our staff knows. Click on the Upload button, and then once you have uploaded all relevant documentation for that trainer, you can check the box at the bottom that states, I have uploaded all documents required for this trainer. You may then click the Save button to save everything you've done on this screen. Once we are finished adding the trainer, we move into the training. The training asks for a training date, and you must select the training type. There are 4 training types that must be covered by all safety committee members. You will specify your trainer who was entered previously. It's simply a checkbox, and then your staff who attended this training. Once again, if you have any supporting documentation to upload, you can browse your computer for the documentation, give a brief description, click the Upload button, and then save the page. The training records section. This is This will display the tables after you have entered all of the previous information to verify at a glance that all the members have been properly trained. There is also an attestation checkbox at the bottom of this page as well. After we get through the training information, we then get to the meeting information. The meeting date for each meeting must be specified. The system will provide you with a grid telling you the meeting number, the meeting date, have you uploaded all documentation, the meeting documents link itself, and an action column. Please be sure that when you upload the meeting documentation, that you include the agenda, the meeting minutes, and the attendance list. If you have only uploaded partial of this or have not uploaded any, the system will remind you you have not uploaded all documents. Once you have uploaded all documentation, the system will remind you, yes, you have uploaded all documents, and links will display for the documents that have been uploaded under the meeting information table. Once we get through the meeting information, all that we're left with is the attestations and acknowledgements section. Please select the attestations that apply to you, and then you must date the application to today's date, enter your signature, and then you may submit the application. Once the application has been submitted, you will be given an application number, and you will be able to print the application. You may also return to your dashboard if you have other work that must be completed in the WCIS system. All right, the required Workplace Safety Committee application documents that our staff looks for. Please be sure you have this documentation ready before you get started on your renewal application. We need a current workers' compensation insurance policy documentation. This includes the declaration page or the certificate of insurance. We also need the credentials of the individual who provided the annual training for your safety committee. This could be the official credential, such as a diploma, transcript, or a certificate. We also need the proof of annual training, which includes the date of training, the topics that were reviewed, and members present. These could be things such as certificates, a letter, or even sign-in sheets. We also need the current membership list of the committee. This is known as the committee roster. A few Workplace Safety Committee tips and common disapproval reasons that we are seeing. Upon your first login, it may be necessary for you to clear your browser history, which is your cache or cookies, before attempting to log into WCIS. You may keep your passwords and autofill data you have for other forms. There's a quick way to get here. If you open your web browser and you press the Control, Shift, and Delete keys, you can then clear your history. Although the application currently asks only for trainer credentials, we also need proof of training, a committee roster, and training attendance. Also regarding trainer credentials, the official trainer credential, which might be a diploma or a certificate, the trainer information section of the application has a link to Bureau accepted credentials. Instructors and in-service providers are also acceptable for Workplace Safety Committee training. When we have to send an application back to you, we call that Needs More Information. The Needs More Information letter can be found in the Documents and Correspondences tab of the application that was sent back to you. You will receive an email letting you know you have a new correspondence from Health and Safety. We cannot include personally identifiable information in these emails, so the actual letter with the reasoning behind what needs fixed or corrected in your application will be in your WCIS application. Essentially, you will see the letter in your email, you will log into WCIS, you will go to your Health and Safety Program Summary, you will go to your Applications and Reports tab, and you will open the most recent application. You will see this under the Documents and Correspondence tab. A quicker way to get here is you receive the email from us, you navigate to your dashboard in WCIS, there will be an alert banner at the top claiming we need more information. Simply click on that link, it will open the most recent application. You must simply then go to your Documents and Correspondence tab of that application. Please be aware that anytime we send back an application, you must sign, date, and submit the application after you upload additional documents or make any changes to it once it's been sent back to you. We cannot approve the application until you resubmit the complete application again, which will require another signature. Regarding the reviewer information, the reviewer contact information for one of our staff who has been assigned to review your application is also found on the Needs More Information letter that is emailed. You may respond to the WICAS emails instructing the reviewer that they have new correspondence. Regarding the committee structure, if the structure has changed at all, additional information on the updated structure will be required so that we know what is happening. Supplemental FEINs and policy section within the application. Additional FEINs and policies are added to this section. Please make sure you review all information before proceeding. If you have supplemental FEINs or policies that cover your organization, please be sure you do not miss them. When in doubt, again, with policy dates, you may restart the application as long as you are still within your filing time frame. If the information on the application section is entered incorrectly and WICAS will not let you proceed with the application or correct the information, you may delete it and start again. If the committee structure was changed by mistake and switched back, that means the system is looking for more workplace information and it's going to treat it almost like an initial. If you did not intend to do that, you may certainly delete the application and start a new renewal, so the initial is not required. Please be sure you are still within your renewal time frame again for the filing link to appear and reach out to us with any questions. An easier way to find the in progress and not completed applications is by adding the widget to your dashboard. The Continue Delete in Progress Applications widget can be added by first logging into the WICAS system, and on your dashboard, go up to the upper right section where it says Personalize Your Dashboard with a drop-down element. Find the Continue Delete in Progress application element and click on Add Item. You can also move the item up and down on your screen for quicker access using the up and down arrows on the right side of the widget control. We have also included links for your research should you wish to use them. We have the Hands Iconography PDF, which will explain every icon used as part of the health and safety process. We have included the Workplace Safety Committee self-registration link to help you register. We've included the initial certification application, which is very similar to the renewal. We've included the renewal certification application, which is what we went through today. The renewal package for the health and safety tab is also included. This is for self-insured entities. The audit process is also included. If you are about to be audited and you would like a sneak peek about how that process is going to go through, we have the information document for the audit process in here. And this applies to employers, this applies to self-insured employers and group funds and insurers as well. We also have the group fund annual report with health and safety tab informational document for you, and we have the insurer annual report documentation as well. Once again, we have our contacts here, questions regarding the WICAS registration. This is our helpline. Please reach out to them. If you have any questions regarding the safety committee program, or you have a question about the application or something on the application itself, please reach out to our safety team. They look at these applications all the time. They are experts. If you have questions regarding the health and safety tab on the self-insurance application or insurance annual report, please reach out to our audit and report processing section. If you have questions regarding the self-insurance initial or renewal that's outside of the health and safety information, please reach out to the self-insurance division. We also have our sister bureaus on here as well, should you need the resources. Of course, our Bureau of Workers' Compensation is where we are. The contact information is listed here. We also have the Office of Adjudication and Appeal Board as well. And with that, I will hand it back to Carla.
Thanks so much, Eric. Great job. Please make note that all of the training hyperlinks, which Eric showed on a previous slide, are now listed in the chat for you. Please make sure you copy those hyperlinks and you utilize those for training and assisting you through any of your application submissions. We will be posting a copy of this recording and the training information on the Bureau's website. Please be sure to utilize that again for whenever it's time for you to submit your application. The final slide here that we have is just to let you all know that the three bureaus, meaning the Bureau of Workers' Compensation, the Workers' Compensation Office of Adjudication, and the Workers' Compensation Appeal Board are here for you. If you do have any questions, concerns, enhancement suggestions for WICAS, we ask you to please reach out to us. Our next WICAS Teams training will be held on Thursday, October the 23rd at 2 p.m. This training will focus on the law firm user role functionality in WICAS. Please note, though, that this training is specific to attorneys and law firms. Thank you for attending today's training, and we hope to have you with us next time.